Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back on the channel. So today, episode 2 of our new show, Touring USA. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. I certainly did, but for this one, I'll try to make things a bit more interesting. I'll try to talk to you guys more about the flight itself and what we are going to do. So, as you can see from the title, this will be a little flight, short flight. Will be island hopping, if I may say so. So we will depart from Nantucket Island, and we will be going to. Just let me check quickly. We are going to fly to Block Island. So, and the airport code is Kilo Bravo India Delta. So it's a 70 nautical miles flight, so relatively short. Nothing too crazy here. Weather is absolutely beautiful in Nantucket today, so there's no problem on that front. And we still have our trusty Piper Arrow that did a great job last time. So hopefully everything's gonna go very well today, and I cannot see why it wouldn't. So alright guys, without further ado, let's get started. Just before, I thought I'd show you a bit around the scenery, which is absolutely magnificent. So as I mentioned in the last video, this scenery is from developers called iBlueYonder, and they did the whole Nantucket Island. This is the airport itself, as you can see. So all the buildings are here, and it looks very good to me. And the whole island is modeled, so it's very cool, very well done. And yeah. As you can see over there, there's more. It's more dense. You get a little port, and but yeah, overall looks very good. Was very pleasing actually coming into the airport yesterday, and today we'll just do the opposite, and we'll take off from the closest runway. I think the winds are very calm today, so we'll take off from runway either runway 06 or 24. And we'll make our way to Block Island State. Alright guys, let's jump right into the cockpit. Alright guys, so welcome in the cockpit of this very beautiful JustFlight Piper Arrow. And so let's get started. The pre-flight, I've already done it, sorry. So landing gear lever down, checked. Parking brake set. Avionics off, mixture idle cut off, battery master switch, let's put that on, and fuel gauge quantity, we're departing full fuel today, so that is checked. Annunciator panel, test, check, alright, and battery master off. Primary flight control, we're good on that front. Flaps, check operational, so let's just make sure they go down, which they do. Alright, trim neutral, let's go right here and set the trim to neutral. Like so. Package door is closed, flaps, ailerons tied on, removed, fuel tanks, chocks bar. Next page, this is all good. So next checklist before start, parking brakes are on, circuit breakers are all in, checked, alternate air is closed, propeller are full forward, avionics are off, fuel selector. Let's put it on the left for now. And just before I forget, I will actually turn on auto fuel selector just to, you know, have a funner time. So engine start. Let's crank the throttle to halfway in. Alternator switch on. And battery on. Fuel pump on. Mixture rich. Check for fuel pressure and fuel flow. Alright, sounds good. Idle cut off. Propeller clear. Start the engine. There you go. Right, engine started. Magneto both checked. Throttle adjust. Oil pressure check. Throttle to between 1400 and 1500. Taxing. Clear, brakes check, steering wheel, all check that, and ground check is for in a bit. Alright, so let's put in Sandy Point VOR. This is where we are heading today. 117.80. Transponder on standby. It's clocking 1200. And we'll probably catch the VOR while in flight. So our first heading will be around 282. So let's bug that in. And we're pretty much ready to go. Forgot again the beacons, landing lights on, pitot heat on, nav lights on, and let's go. So we'll take off runway 060. So how are you doing today, guys? I hope you are well, and I hope you are starting to enjoy this this series. I truly am. I think it's gonna be a very interesting series. We'll go around the United States, and this is only the start of it, so I hope you'll stay tuned for more. Today's flight level will be 4500, not flight level, sorry, altitude. We're gonna cruise at 4,500 feet. We are heading west, so odd, even number plus 500 for VFR flights, which is a very nice altitude. And since we're gonna be over the water most of the time, we have our survival kit with us, and we should always be 50 nautical miles from land, so we'll be fine on that front. So coming up on runway 060, we will do our run up. Alright, let's stop right here and do our run up. So parking brakes are set, propeller full forward checked, throttle 2000 RPM. Alright, magnetos left, monitor the drop, both. Rising again, right, monitor the drop, then back to both. Checked, vacuum check, oil temperature is checked in the green, oil pressure checked as well, ammeter is checked, annunciator panel pressed to test, check, propeller exercise, alright, working good. Alternate air check, fuel pump is off, check, fuel pressure check, throttle retard. Alright guys, before takeoff checklist: battery master on, alternator on, fuel pump on, engine check, alternate air is closed, mixture is set, propeller is set, flaps 10, check, trim set, controls free, doors latched. We are ready for takeoff. So line up on runway, flaps set, throttle full power, rotation 65 knots, and initial climb will be 75 knots. Alright, let's do this. So make sure the flaps are well and extended, looking good. Let's do this. So we'll do a rolling takeoff, rotate at 65 knots, and climb at 75 knots. Once we have a positive rate of climb, gear can come up. And we will do a left downwind departure. Alright. RPM rising, full power. .40 knots, 60 knots, 65, positive rate, gear up, let's try to maintain 75 knots. This thing is a rocket. Let's climb at 80 knots. We'll be fine for now. Alright, flaps up. .600 feet. We can start turning left crosswind. Already 1,000 feet. Looking good. Flaps are up. Gears are up. No alarm. And we'll start turning towards our destination. .2,000 feet is already coming up. And so we can turn the autopilot on with the heading on as well to maintain 282 for now until we intercept the VOR. Then we can reduce the power a bit. And try to maintain 80 knots climb. Alright guys, so we are currently climbing and maintaining around 90 knots, which is the optimal climb for the Piper Arrow. And well, here is 4,500, so let's try to stabilize this bird. Damn, that came quite faster than I expected. So let's try to trim this. We'll actually need to descend a bit. And after we'll set up for our cruise. So as you can see, I set up Martha's Vineyard VOR on my secondary OBS. just as a reference, Martha's Vineyard is the island to our right. Very scenic flight, very nice over the water, beautiful day. Truly hope you are enjoying this little island hopping, because I certainly am. Alright guys, so we have just intercepted Sandy Point VOR, which we will now use for navigation. Like so. And let's set the autopilot to Omni and maintain our altitude. Actually, we'll try to maintain 4,500. So let's add a bit of power. There we go, we will maintain 4,500, and our power settings for today will be 23 inches of manifold pressure with a fuel flow of around 10, and our props to 2,200. There we go, all set. And the autopilot will bring us right to Sandy Point VOR for our landing at Block Island State. Alright guys, catch you in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. So we are nearing our destination. You can see the island right up ahead, and as we are currently at 4,500, we will disengage the autopilot and start our descent towards our destination. So what I will do, how I want to proceed for this one, is by flying over the field to inspect, because I don't believe there are any charts, or if there are, I'm not going to be using any. So I want to inspect the field, and afterwards we will decide the runway, on the runway. And the winds are calm today, so we will just use the runway that we prefer, and the mixture can come back up, as well as the propellers. There you go. So yeah, the plan is to descend now to 2,000 feet for now, and then we will descend further. The airfield altitude, from what I can gather, if you give me 2 seconds here, Alright guys, so the airfield altitude is a mere 100 feet, so this is always good to know. And as we near the airfield, so just as I've mentioned, we will proceed with our checklist. So let's do the descent checklist. So power as required, apply power every 1,500 feet to prevent cooling slash foul plugs, which is fine. We already have power, not doing an idle descent, so all good on that front. And the approach checklist, we will want the fuel selector fullest tank on. Airplane is doing this for us. Fuel pump will be on, but we'll do that later. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this flight. Nothing too scenic or anything, but very cool island hopping. I like flying over water. There's something peaceful about it, and that's why I decided to do so. What I want to do for this tour, I think I figured it out for the initial part of the tour. We will be heading down to Florida, so this is the aim. I don't know where next flight will take us, but eventually I want to land probably at Miami Executive Airport, so we can, you know, go enjoy the beach a bit and take some sun, as it hasn't been quite nice lately up north. So the airport should be quite in the middle of the island. So as I mentioned, we will do a low pass on the airfield, and then enter the downwind for our preferred runway. I hope this sounds good to you guys. Here's 2,000 feet. Let's level off. If you guys own the JustFlight Piper Arrow, I would like you to tell me how you like it in the comments. I'm really liking it so far. I'm really happy with it. Just put a bit of rudder trim to prevent the aircraft going to the left too much. But yeah, here is the island coming up, and I will catch you guys in a bit when we are nearing the airfield. Alright guys, so as you can see, we are nearing the airfield. We have it in sight at our northwest, and what I'll do is descend to 1,600 to be around 500 feet above the circuit altitude, so I can really safely inspect the field and decide on which runway we're gonna land on. And so let's do our approach checklist. Fuel pump can come on, mixture is set full, propeller full forward, gear down max 129 knots, and there you go, landing at 75 knots. Here is 1,600. Let's level off. Everything looks very clear for now. What I will probably do is just join a downwind. So midfield downwind for runway, I guess 28, if I'm not mistaken, according to the heading. So I'll descend to 1,500, or sorry, 1,100 to join the right downwind altitude. Start reducing speed a bit. As you can see, it appears that there's quite a nice beach over there, which is very nice. And this is not a controlled airport, so let's just say we are, you know, we announced ourselves on the Unicom. Landing lights can come on. Looking very good. 1,250 feet. And we will level at around 1,000 feet. Since we are joining midfield, I want to be a bit lower than the altitude for the downwind. Alright, there, the horn you just heard was if your gear are still up and you have a certain amount of power, you will get the horn just to prevent any gear up landings. So here's 1,000 feet. Let's level up. I'll ask for first notch of flaps. I'll wait to beam the field for the second notch of flaps. And once we'll turn downwind, we will lower the gear. Looking very nice indeed. This is the magic of Orbx Global, Vector, and Trees, and OpenLC North America as well. Alrighty, so we'll start our turn. As you can see, runway looks fine, pretty short runway, but it's gonna make for a more interesting landing. So coming abeam the field, and yes, as you can see, it is runway 28. So my prediction was correct. I will ask for second notch of flaps, and there it is, so gear down. That's my bad, my mistake. Still learning the plane. If you don't have the gear downs before the second notch of flap, then you will get screamed at. Let's turn downwind. Descend to 600 feet. Looking good for now. Here's 600, 80 knots. Let's try and maintain 600 for now. What I'll do is, when I'll be abeam the coast, I'll turn base. Downwind looks good. Let's turn base a bit early. Sorry for that. And let's ask for final notch of flaps. And maintain an approach speed of approximately 75 knots. Let's hope for the best. So, not the most stabilized approach. I'm sorry about that. But I'm pretty sure the glide slope is good. Let's reduce the power and try to bring this thing down softly enough. There it is. Apply a small amount of brake. and we'll just do a 180 here. Alright guys, so the turn to final was a bit tight. I could have done a more proper base, but since I was already low, I figured I needed to turn into final, but nothing too worrying here. I think it was very fine in the norms, and I'm happy about it. So we'll just find a nice parking space. We can bring the flaps up. Landing lights can come off. Fuel pump as well. And we have a floating house over there. Super. Alright guys, so I hope you like this island hopping. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it's I like the scenery. I like the approach. Hope you liked it too. Short runway, made for a interesting landing, I hope. And as you can see, I'm still getting used to the Piper Arrow, but getting better at it. So we'll shut down, and I will wish you a very nice evening or morning, depending on when you are watching this. There you go. Parking brakes. Let's apply a bit of power. Mixture cut off. And magnetos to off as well. Great. Battery can come off. Lights can come off like this. And here we are. Welcome to Block Island. Door is opened and we may walk out. So guys, I want to thank you very much for watching this second episode of Touring USA with the JustFlight Piper Arrow. I hope you liked it. I really did. I think the execution was a bit better than the first video. Tell me what you thought of it. And again, this is such a beautiful aircraft. I'm very happy with it. And I definitely recommend it. If you're watching this because you're not sure yet, I recommend it 100% without the shadow of a doubt. It's stunning, the flight dynamics are great, and I love it. Alright guys, so I will catch you later for this third video or a video in between. Bye bye now, and thanks again for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.